Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week in Dr. Roto this week. It's another football season. I know a lot of you have dynasty drafts out there. You have seasonal drafts out there. Some of you do IDP. Some of y'all doing rookie drafts right now. That's coming up right now in Doc's League that me and him are in, and a few of the other people, but that's what up. Let's get to it. It's time to bring the pain. This is going to be the IDP plays. I left a question on Twitter earlier today. I asked these three. I said, who's going to be the defensive rookie of the year? Who's going to be that? Is it going to be Will Anderson Jr.? Is it going to be Jack Campbell? Is there a go? Is there a black sheep out there? Is there a guy we don't even think about yet, but might be able to pop in there? Well, I got a few things, a few pointers to do it, and that's what I do because IDP matters. Hashtag IDP matters. Hashtag IDP. Let's go. Oh, yeah. And if you haven't been to the site yet, get over there. The MLB content is on fire. Tomorrow, I got that right up. Everybody's got their analysis going on right now. We have all the things. We're going team by team. Everybody is chipping in right now. You got Cam, you got Doc, you got everybody, Chris, everybody. If I missed your name, it's because we have so many people chipping in right now. Get over there, right? Let's get to it. Oh, yeah, right? All right. So, of course, the number one dude is Will Anderson Jr. Look, he's going to get a plenty of opportunity to rush the passer. The thing that I love when it comes to IDP is it can honestly make a difference in your season. And I have actually did a podcast on it and talked about how I was able to, when I made the playoffs in one of my home leagues, one of my high stakes home league, I was able to actually win a couple games because of one play. And we'll get to that play right now. And that guy is on the same team as Will Anderson Jr. It is none other than Jalen Petrie, y'all. Look at him. Go back and look at your fantasy playoffs, right? Of course, not to the last week nobody cared about, but look at the fantasy playoffs and see what Jalen Petrie put up in those 3 games that would have been your first round of your playoffs, your second round of your playoffs, and your championship game of the world that I won because my dude Jalen Petrie was putting up points. And it didn't help that I had Roquan Smith. And that's what I do all year long. And even if you stream IDP, you have to check out my IDP plays of the week because I go into depth. I give you guys the plays to pick up. Man, I am out there giving up pick sixes, fumbles, sacks. Things are happening, and it's been happening for a long time. So get over to Dr. Roto, join that subscription. Let's talk about Will Anderson. Yo, he's got Sheldon Rankins with him as well, too. So Sheldon's going to be able to plug up the middle, as we all know. And then, of course, Jerry Hughes, Christian Kirksey, Denzel Perriman. That's a solid front seven. So when you get back to Jalen Petrie, Jimmy Ward, Derek Stingley Jr., and Steven Nelson, you have what you need. And even when you put all that together right now, Will Anderson has more than enough defensive backing around him to make it happen. Look, you could easily see him get over 12 sacks easily because Houston could be behinding a lot of these games, and he's just going to be out there because he's out there to prove himself. He's a rookie. What else he's got to do? His team stinks anyway. In the offense, I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, if you're a Houston Texan fan, I mean, hey, you got hopes and aspirations that might be crushed by week 10. Oh, yeah, huh? Yeah, like that might be it, man. You just might be 3-7, 3-6. Who knows, man? Who knows? So let's get to the second guy that people are going to be talking about. Jack Campbell. Just the name, Jack Campbell, and go into Detroit. Now, here is what I'm going to tell you right now. Detroit is going to be able to move the ball. They're going to be able to keep the ball and get into these games. We saw Detroit put up points last year, but they had a lot of games that they were in there, and that meant that their defense was out there, which, of course, really helps because the emergence of Aiden Hutchinson and Alex Anzalone on the defense has really helped out. So when you look at what Aiden did last year, 52 total tackles, 9.5 sacks. He can easily go over 10 sacks, which would definitely free up Jack Campbell. Because the thing is when you get into, Alex being out there and roaming all over the place, he's gonna go with Jack perfectly. They are going to be able to terrorize the middle of the field. And they're both young. Like Alex is still young. So, he's coming off 125 combined tackles last year for Detroit. Okay. So that being said, he's going to be all over the place and he can get some of that. He can give up 25 tackles and allow Jack Campbell to move in and get at least, 80 to 100 tackles as a rookie, which is great for your IDP leagues, of course, your dynasty, because you could get Jack Campbell late. Look, a lot of times you just got to roll where you got to roll. When you win a Super Bowl or a championship, you pick last and then you pick last again. So you're not picking sometimes in a 16-team league till the 16th pick and the 32nd pick. So you don't have a chance. And that's kind of been my emo the last couple of years, being at that end of the draft. So I've built that defense, which does include Aiden Hutchinson, which if at the back of my draft, because unfortunately, what really does help is we do a lottery draft and we kind of just do a randomizer. So I actually got the 7th pick this year, but a lot of people are going to be looking at quarterback. A lot of people are going to be looking at Bijan. A lot of people are going to be looking at a lot of the skill players, which, the receivers are nice, but we don't go read the articles. We have them all right there. This is about IDP right now. Jack Campbell could easily do it. Let's get over to, the diamond in the rough, a guy that has people in front of him that really are just good right there, right? And I'm talking about Dan Henley. What? So you got Eric Kendricks, who's been solid linebacker, but is older. And, you can't say that he's got an injury bug with him. He seems to always be out there. So he's going to be solid. You got Kenneth Murray Jr., and then, of course, you got Khalil Mack. But Khalil Mack technically does a lot of blitzing, which is going to go open the door for Henley here. Now, hear this out. That in the Khalil's up there now too a little bit. So depending on the packages that the Chargers run, plus you got Joe Bosa. Like Joey is going to be running a muck. Teams literally plan around Joey Bosa and his brother Nick Bosa. They are a problem. And we got somebody like Morgan Fox and Austin Johnson in the middle. And Sebastian Joseph Day that, coming from a Rams fan, LA. Oh, yeah. Hordes up. Dig it? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The Rams fan, we know that he can get into the backfield and scurry. This just opens up a little bit. Sorry about that. Just opens up a little bit of room for Diane. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not the best at words, but I'm a little eccentric anyway, and I think y'all know that. That's why I always bring the pain. Oh, yeah. So who do I think when I answer my question that I left on Twitter today at Heat Override with just an O, not the 00 like you'll see sometimes. Heat Override, right, on Twitter. Hit that poll up. It's easily going to be Will Anderson Jr., but this is what's going to happen. Will Anderson Jr. is going to have to at least have 14 to 15 sacks. And Jack Campbell would have to be under 100 tackles, at least under 100 tackles. He's got to be under. He maybe, something might happen. He just doesn't get in or doesn't get the defense right away, and he's slow, and he doesn't really get into the flow of the game until like week 5, 6. It should be sooner. He's a good player. But at the same time, if you look for it right now, if Jack Campbell comes in, puts up 125 tackles, gets at least, 3 pass defense, maybe 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, and like 4 stuffs. And Will Anderson Jr. is under 15 sacks. Easily, Jack Campbell will win that Rookie of the Year for IDP for Individual Defensive Player of the Year. Look at my camera being touchy today. Sorry about that. That's how it goes. This happens. So, with that being said, Clear winner right now is Will Anderson, but do not count out Dayan Henley, because if he can get a chance to shine with the way the Chargers move the ball and how much he will be on the field this year, he can easily get to that 100 tackles. And he has nobody really around him to really do it. Khalil Mack is not getting 125 tackles on this team. He's just not. That's just not happening. And Joey Bosa's, he's good, but he's not the 125 tackle guy. Eric Kendricks was the 125 tackle guy. Henley is right now. There's your dark horse. You want to make a bet for that? Go for it. That's what we do. Get over to drroto.com. And that's how you always remember to bring the pain. May the sacks be with you. May the tackles be with you. May the interceptions be with you. Get to the IDP sites. Get ready for how we're going to do it this year. Get ready for my write-up. You're going to have my defensive rankings. You're going to have all of my fields, how we're going to do it in all my per levels. You're going to get your tier A, your tier B, your tier C, like you've got every single year. And that's how we're going to dominate all the defensive leagues. That's how we're going to do everything that we do, that we say we're going to do, because that's how we bring the pain at drroto.com. Ooh, yeah. Woo! Good luck, people. And may the points and tackles and everything be with you.